The next, of course, obvious criteria is the shape of the diamond, which is referred to the cut. Now, the cut has two meanings. The simplest meaning is the actual shape. Diamonds come in many shapes. You have round diamonds, square diamonds, otherwise known as princess cut, emeralds, triangles or trillions. You have ovals, marquise, pear shapes, and all of those really are the shape of the diamond or the cut of the diamond. But more importantly, the cut of the diamond, if you're speaking, for example, about round diamonds, can refer to how proportionate it is. There was a man named Maurice Telkowski years ago who was a physicist, and he developed a series of angles and measurements that he determined that if a diamond was cut to those measurements and those angles, it would allow for the best play of light to occur, thereby producing the most brilliance that diamond can produce. So to understand that, you have to understand what makes a diamond shine. A diamond, when it's cut, has facets. Facets refer to every single angle on a diamond. Every plane on a diamond is called a facet. And a diamond, a standard diamond, generally has 58 facets. Now, the angle and proportion of those facets, so you have the table is on top, which is the flat surface. The largest facet of a diamond is the table. And then, of course, if you look at my hands and the angle they perform, that's the crown. This part here is the crown of the diamond. And then, of course, you have the girdle of the diamond that is basically the widest part of the diamond. If you imagine a huge diamond and you just put your fingers around it, that line that your fingers are touching is considered the girdle. And then, of course, you have the underside of the diamond, which is called the pavilion. Now, the actual point, the sharpest point of the diamond, the bottom part right here, that part is called the culate. Now, that is the 58th facet. If you're able to stand the diamond on its point, it might stand if the culate was considered a large culate. But most diamonds have no culate at all, so really in essence they have only 57 facets, but it's still, according to the GIA, a diamond has 58 facets. So this gentleman, Maurice Telkowski, created a series of angles and measurements and proportions that if a diamond was cut accordingly, it would produce the most brilliance. And where does the brilliance come from? Well, if you imagine those facets as windows to the diamond, light enters the diamond from every angle and bounces off or reflects off those facets, thereby creating an actual track of light before finally exiting the diamond to your naked eye. Now, as the light is traveling within the diamond and bouncing off, it's creating flashes of light similar to a prism effect. If you remember back from school, when you have a prism, as white light enters, it shoots out the other side of the prism in different colors, colors of the rainbow. If you look closely at a diamond, there is a prism effect happening every time you tilt the diamond. And that is known as dispersion or fire, but in layman's terms, to you and I, it's actually the fire of the diamond or the brilliance of a diamond. So this man Telkowski decided that this was the right way to cut a diamond, and of course the problem with that is that sometimes in order to do that you would have to sacrifice a lot of rough material to get that type of cut to his standards. So that cut became known as the Telkowski cut, or the ideal cut, according to Telkowski. And again, sometimes it resulted in losing a lot of rough material. So of course that cost has to be subsidized and factored in to the end product. So of course a Telkowski ideal cut naturally cost much more than a diamond not cut to his proportions. And of course the idea generally in diamond cutting is to maximize as much as possible the rough material without sacrificing the look of the finished product. So that refers to cut.